Happy New Year's, guys. It's finally that time of year again. This is my top 10 favorite movies of 2017. This year was really good, I thought, for movies in general. There were plenty of great Oscar-worthy movies as well as really good blockbusters and also a lot of under-the-radar movies that were really good. So overall, I felt this year was a step above 2016's best movies. As I said in my past rankings videos, this is my list and my own opinion, so please do not hate on it. If you guys have your own opinion, please let me know down below in the comments what your top 10 favorite movies of the year are. Also, just so you guys do not get confused, there might have been a couple times where I gave a movie that I rated an 85% a higher rating on this rankings list than a movie that I gave a 90%, and that's because when I rated those movies, I felt that that was the grade they deserved and how good they actually were. But in terms of how much I like the movies, I might have enjoyed the 85% rated movie more than that of the 90% rated movie. And once again, too, I do have some honorable mentions, a couple of movies I felt were really good, but just not good enough to get on this list. And they are Spider-Man Homecoming, Get Out, Mother, Stronger, Thor Ragnarok, John Wick Chapter 2, and All the Money in the World. Some really solid movies on that list, some movies that I feel my opinion has changed over time, and that's the same thing with also a lot of these movies on this list because some of them, I saw them once and then over time my opinion changed. So a couple of movies on that list like Get Out, I think my opinion was a little bit drastic at that point, and it definitely has changed now, and I like those movies even more than I did then. I'm super anxious. I just want to start this video. So without further ado, let's get started with number 10. I love movies that feel realistic, and Lady Bird might just be one of the most realistic movies of the entire year. Greta Gerwig did a great job in directing this movie. Laurie Metcalf and Charisse Ronan were excellent in this movie. Definitely Oscar worthy, and they both had a great connection on the screen. Definitely felt like mother-daughter, and the themes in this movie that show you this girl growing up in high school as well as her early years in college, they definitely hammer home what these relationships are like for this girl and what she goes through in this time period of her life. The movie felt like Manchester by the Sea and movies that feel like a documentary style movie happening in front of our eyes, even though they are actually scripted. Those are the kinds that I really enjoy, and Lady Bird was the same way. Number 9. There were plenty of surprises this year, but Marshall might have been the biggest of them all. This was an excellently written movie as well as very well acted by Chadwick Boseman, who stars as Thurgood Marshall. He was phenomenal in this movie. The screenplay here was one of the best, I think, all year. Very underrated. This movie is so overlooked. I don't think very many people saw it. The courtroom scenes here are some of the best courtroom scenes I've ever seen. Everything that happened with the case in this movie was gripping and riveted me from beginning to end. Marshall was a damn good movie. Number 8. Here at number 8, it's Wind River. This is one of the most unpredictable movies I've ever seen. Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen had excellent chemistry. They were both fantastic in this movie. Jeremy Renner might have given his best performance of all time. This movie felt like The Revenant in a way. The score here was the best I feel of the entire year, and the finale was definitely one of the top 5 best finales all year. Wind River was a surprisingly brutal movie and a very shocking movie. Number 7. This one is this year's Deepwater Horizon. Only the brave show these firemen who put their lives on the line every day just to protect a town in Arizona. And I thought this was such a saddening but also very well acted movie, especially Jennifer Connelly and Miles Teller. These two might have given the best performances of their entire careers. This was also one of the saddest movies I've ever seen. I just love movies like this that can get you so invested. And what this movie also did so well was how it did not put these heroes on a pedestal. It made them look like everyday men and women despite what they did just to protect the people in the town. Number 6. A movie I feel like is hated so much by certain people, but also is liked more than the first movie by a lot of people. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is a movie that I feel like wasn't that great when I first saw it, though as time has gone on, this movie gets better and better. I can say the same thing about the movie itself. The movie does start out a little bit slow, but then as it picks up and goes along, this movie does, in fact, improve along the way, and it's one of the better movies of this entire year. I thought Kurt Russell as Ego was one of the best characters in MCU history, and this movie was so entertaining. I had so much fun with it. The reintroduction to the Guardians of the Galaxy, everyone killed it in this movie, and it's also one of the few MCU movies that makes you care about every character. There is so much character development in this movie that I loved this movie just for that reason. Number 5. Another movie that's very divided among audiences. Star Wars The Last Jedi is one that I feel like improved upon The Force Awakens. Though I don't feel like this is one of the best Star Wars movies because there are 4 other ones ahead of this I feel are stronger, but this is still a very good Star Wars movie. The character arcs that are explored in this film are some of the best I've ever seen in Star Wars. Kylo Ren, this guy is so good in this movie. I love Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, and everything they did with his character in this movie was incredible. I liked all the things they did with the Force in this movie, as well as the adventure in this movie with characters such as Finn, Poe, and Rey and what she does in this movie. I don't understand why this movie is hated so much, but I feel like the Star Wars The Last Jedi is an overall very fun time, and I had a lot of enjoyment out of this film. I'm very excited for Star Wars Episode 9 in 2 years. Number 4. The DCEU has not been very good over the last 5 years, but Wonder Woman is the exception to that because this movie is absolutely fantastic. Wonder Woman gave me everything I wanted out of a villain. Gal Gadot coming back as Wonder Woman was absolutely fantastic in this role. I thought World War I was so authentic in this movie. It felt like World War I. The sets were captured very well. The character moments in this movie were strong. I got goosebumps so many times in this film. And also there's plenty of surprises in this movie that caught me off guard and made it even better. The action scenes too are riveting. I loved all the action in this movie. It's definitely the best DC movie so far in the universe, and I'm very much looking forward to Wonder Woman 2 in a couple of years. Number 3. Another movie I feel like that's very underlooked is Detroit. I can understand why some people find this movie offensive because the last act of this movie definitely goes in a deep pit where so many people just can't take it. But for me, the finale of this movie was one of the best all year. Will Poulter, my God, this guy is incredible in this movie. He gives maybe my favorite performance all year. This kid is definitely one of my favorite actors in this movie. Shows why. This final act I thought was intense, gripping, brutal, everything I wanted to be. The build-up I thought was correctly well done. Everything that went on with this film, while it was a little bit disturbing at times, I thought was really well directed. There is a lure I have with this film. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the way they filmed this movie. I don't know. But whatever it is, Detroit did well. And this is definitely one of the most intense movies of the year and one of the best. Number 2. Pixar tugs at my heartstrings. Coco did just that once again. One of the best character movies I feel in the Pixar universe to this day. I absolutely loved Coco. This is probably the best looking Pixar movie we've had, right next to WALL-E. It's a gorgeous film. I loved the twists and turns this movie went in. And also, of course, this movie is super sad. I have no idea, but most of this movie, I wanted to cry. That's what this movie did to me. I loved the character development we had in this film. And as I said earlier, this movie was very surprising. I love the plot and the overall beauty of this movie. This is one of Pixar's best for sure. Number 1. So the top 4 was very difficult for me to pick out. I was interchanging all 4 of these movies so much, but this is a movie that I came to the conclusion to be my favorite movie of 2017. And that movie is Baby Driver. I thought this movie was a killer. I loved Baby Driver from beginning to end. It's weird because I actually saw this movie a month after it was released, but this is definitely one of the best movies I've seen in the theater in recent memory. Edgar Wright, one heck of a director out there. I love the way he directed this movie. Very unique. His style is definitely something that I've never witnessed before in any movie out there. And I love the music in this movie that it incorporated. Also, the car chasing scenes, my goodness, they were possibly the best action scenes I've seen all year. I have a lot of love for car chase scenes, and this movie made them so good. They were filmed so well. The action was brilliant in this movie. Ansel Elgort as Baby in this movie was really good. I loved his chemistry with Lily James. I thought they were excellent together. I found it very funny. Everyone also in this movie, from top to bottom, was great. They were all at their best. John Hamm, Jamie Foxx, all were excellent. And what's not to love about this movie? It's colorful, it's well directed, it's everything I wanted it to be, and it is officially my favorite movie of 2017. So that's it. 2017 is over. I'm so sad, but thankfully we have another, hopefully great year of movies in 2018 to come. I cannot wait. Let me know down below in the comment section, guys, what you thought of this list, and please let me know what your top 10 favorite movies of the year were. Coming up next, I have my worst as well as most disappointing video coming up for you guys, and also my most anticipated movies of 2018. I might also catch up on a couple of movies I missed this year. I'm not too sure, but I will probably have a couple of reviews coming out for you guys in the next couple of weeks, as well as 2018 movies that begin in January. Thank you all so much for watching my videos in 2017, guys. I look forward to 2018, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.